Welcome, everyone. It is Thursday, September 26th, noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Vegas time. And you know what that means. It is time for Talent Experience Live, the show that covers everything that you need to know in talent acquisition, recruiting, talent management, and HR as a whole. I am your host, Devin Foster, and Talent Experience Live is proudly brought to you by the good folks here at Phenom, whose purpose is to help 1 billion people find the right work. That is why we host this show on a weekly basis, why we are at events like HR Tech, why we had AI Day a few weeks ago, why we have fantastic webinars, why we have, I Am Phenom coming up next year, and everything in between. But the way that we really, or the reason why we really do all of this, I mentioned, is because of our purpose, but it's also because of our intelligent talent experience platform, which helps candidates find the right fit faster, employees evolve in their current roles and beyond, recruiters achieve some next level efficiency and productivity, and managers get to build better teams through data analytics and automation. Of course, all of Phenom is powered by super slick artificial intelligence and machine learning. So if you're interested in any of that, run, don't walk to phenom.com. Now, this is a new episode for us. We've done episodes, on the showroom floor. We've kind of pre-recorded at HR Tech, but today we're live. And obviously I'm not in Las Vegas, although I look the part a little bit, I think. That's why I put this on today. We're going to be joined by two of my favorite colleagues, two gentlemen from the product marketing team, Bill Venteicher and John Harrington, who are going to talk to us about what all the buzz is about, what's happening in Vegas right now. Hopefully not fear and loathing. Hopefully it is excitement and helping a billion. But without any further hesitation, let's bring them on the program. What's up, guys?
Hey, Devin.
Yeah, this is awesome. We're trying new things. We're pushing the boundaries, not just in HR and talent acquisition, but also on Talent Experience Live. Who else has come to you live from HR Tech? No one. I can guarantee you that. I want to ask you both. Start with you, John. Obviously, HR Tech is something that Phenom comes to every single year. How many HR Techs has this been for you now? 3, 4, 3? Where you at?
I can't believe you didn't know. It's my third.
This is your third? I think I've been to 5, so you got a little catching up to do. Unfortunately, I got the little one at home. I couldn't make it this year. Bill, how about you? How many HR Techs is this? Is this your first?
This is my first. Yeah, it's been a really great experience so far.
Yeah. What's been your favorite part so far? Being this is your first HR Tech.
It's amazing. I think one of the things that's obviously going to be a huge challenge for anyone that's trying to modernize their HR systems is cutting through all of the messaging and finding out who's going to be the best person to help them. AI is everywhere at the show. The messaging looks very similar from one booth to the next. Yeah. And I'm really proud of the way that we've engaged with the attendees and have developed the story that really shows that we're here to help solve our customers' challenges.
Yeah. I saw the one poster that employees and candidates are your passion, you're ours. And I think that's truly something special. Yeah, here you go. We're going to find it live. While we find the sign, I want to ask you, anything different, John, from this HR to, the two that you HR Tech to the two you've been to previously? Is the food better? Are the attendees better? What's different this year around?
I think that it's got a lot of similarities and differences. The things that I think feel similar is, like Bill said, everyone has the messaging and representation of where they can help. There's lots of references to skills. There's lots of references to AI. I actually feel for people walking around evaluating solutions, trying to understand, how do these set themselves apart? What kinds of things are they doing differently? Why would I consider working with them? And I think that's where the sessions and getting customers involved in that conversation and helping drive and reinforce where value is being derived from the use of the technology to solve problems is probably the best part about the event. And I think where we're excited to be contributing. Same with, yesterday we We're just over a year removed from announcing our X Plus generative AI, and it was so awesome being able to showcase some of it and how it's solving problems, and have some of our customers in the audience using it as a learning aid, and how excited they were coming up to us afterwards saying, "This was awesome. I'm so excited to use it," and wanting to know how much of it that we showed they had access to, right? So I think there's still a lot of education and a lot to be learned. And I think that's what makes this event so great. Um, and one of the things that's standing out to me this year is there's a thirst for knowledge and trying to sponge it all in from the people that are here.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned there, what is turned on for clients, because I know that's been kind of a topic of conversation around the industry is maybe a little bit of hesitancy of like, let's dive headfirst into AI because of compliance, because of ethics. And as those things get sorted out, it's nice to have an event where you can bring really the decision makers and the people of power in one place to showcase it in real time and say, hey, here's a XYZ, customer that's using it right now. Here was their concerns. Here's, where they're at right now. I want to call out a comment in the comments section. It looks like Jonathan Dale, who I believe is out in Las Vegas as well. His spell check in AI is not working today because he says, you guys are love from HR Tech. Skills superhero looks cool. Yes, we are love from HR Tech, JD.
All the love.
No, it's all in good fun. I know we're going to get into the skill superhero in just a bit. But the question everyone really wants to know: how are you guys doing at the table? John, Bill, up, down? What are we looking like right now?
I'm up right now. I'm up. It's
I'm
an unusual place to be. I didn't know what it felt like until this time I visited HR Tech. I finally am doing well. So I think they say when you're up, this is a good time to stop, and that's why we have a red eye coming home tonight. So
you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. Right? That's
right.
No one has looked at me and said, "Pay that man his money."
That's fantastic, Bill. They may not have said that, but you're not walking away from Vegas empty-handed. I saw the photos from before. There was an award that you accepted on behalf of Phenom. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. We are so excited and honored to accept the award for one of the HR products of the year. The Human Resource Executive and HR Technology Conference join forces every year to showcase and highlight what new and innovative products and solutions that they see from all of the providers in this space. And over the summer, they accepted nominations and evaluated, they said, over 120 different products that were all launched in the last year and developed and started to be provided to customers. And all of those submissions were evaluated by the innovation that they bring to the HR tech area, with a focus on how these tools are really pioneering new approaches and producing tangible outcomes. So Phenom's Automation Engine was chosen to be one of only 13 winners for 2024. The winners this year, all show that characteristic that defines a top HR solution. And we know that we see it both in the way that our product team and engineers are developing our products, that it's all about making sure that technology and AI and automation are there to help them balance their priorities and help them become more efficient. Phenom Automation Engine, we believe, totally transforms the way that the talent acquisition lifecycle happens for all of the different personas that are focused on bringing talent in and managing that talent. And it's, I think John will tell you a little bit more about it, but it really allows you to design and implement and monitor all different kinds of workflows throughout your HR ecosystem. And that performance optimization and automation of tedious tasks like candidate sourcing or screening and scheduling, and be able to truly customize those things by the role, has been a game changer for our existing customers and our new customers that have joined.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think of HR techs of years past that I've been to. There's thousands of companies on that showroom floor. There's companies that have probably some of the worst names that we've ever heard of on that showroom floor. So to be selected to one of 13 is truly something exciting. And John, as you give us the tour, I want to ask you, Bill kind of teased it there. How does the automation engine help teams independently design and optimize for their workflows? Because everyone has a different workflow, right? Organization to organization, title to title, team member to team member.
Yeah, I think one of the better ways to learn about it is to show you. So, Devin, can you see what Bill's showing right now?
I can see what Bill is showing right now.
So this is a typical application of how the automation engine works, right? And you can see the talent practitioners that are using it in this scenario, they're using it to facilitate a typical hiring workflow. So you can see in this case, a candidate found work and now they're ready to be evaluated post application, and they're being typically without automation kicked over to a third-party assessments product that they then have to log into and initiate a session with and provide responses, whether it's language-based or behavior-based responses to the assessment. That then gets evaluated, and then subsequently they may get moved forward in the hiring process. But you can see here that step for the candidate is eliminated. It's completely streamlined. It's in line with their application process. They can complete the assessment in line. The score gets evaluated, and if they meet a minimum threshold, they can then be progressed further through the hiring process. Keeping that experience streamlined and fast for the candidate, like we describe it, fast and frictionless. And for talent practitioners, they have all the data and analysis of how that workflow is performing over time. And they get recommendations too. So Bill, can you show on the right side here? So you can see there's opportunities to engage with our generative AI within Automation Engine. So you can ask it questions. You can ask it how you can optimize it further. You can learn from other workflows. How are they similar? What are they performing and delivering differently than this one? How do you optimize that in your workflow within Automation Engine to make it even better, faster, and more efficient? So this is one of the things that I think we're most excited about, is making this accessible to the teams that need to make their processes faster, more efficient, and create the best experience possible.
This is I love right behind Bill too. We have higher, faster flashing up on the screen. It's almost like we planned this whole thing. This is fantastic. And
Devin,
I
our booth is powered by intelligence. Come on, you didn't know that?
Everything is. It is. It's voice recognition at this exact moment. Now, Bill, we can't have you on a TXL without talking about two of your favorite topics. The first being high volume hiring, right? And I know that is something where it opens up the discussion. What we just saw with the automation engine obviously is going to help get candidates in the flow, moving them through the process faster. But how can we ensure that we still have the same quality of hire and candidate experience throughout that with some of these automation tools?
Well, it's a big concern when you have, specific lines of business and specific industries that need to bring on hundreds or even thousands of employees, and there, there's a lot of people that say, when I'm overwhelmed by too many candidates for my team to handle, quality starts to drop because they're just focusing on who was the last person to apply, how can I get this position filled and move on, right?
Yeah.
And that's where automation and technology really helps with that. So, whether you're talking about allowing hiring managers and recruiting teams to handle many, many more applications and candidates with this technology, or just cutting down the issues where, like I said, candidates are never even considered and they're not communicated with, so they feel like their application just went into a black hole, and they drop out and they go and apply to somebody else. With Automation Engine, it really helps to surface those best candidates that applied. It's like a superpower for recruiters and hiring managers to be able to respond to them right away, keep them informed on their application status, keep them engaged, focus on the quality hire that's going to be a perfect fit for creating those memorable customer experiences, whether you're in hospitality or retail, or even if you're looking for someone that can focus on the best possible healthcare for someone, rather than just bringing in the most recent applicant or the person that walks in your front door, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we're seeing our customers use it, and we're continuing to develop use cases and workflows that we can provide to customers.
No, it's super exciting, and I love the customization of it. Right. I was out with a couple dads last Thursday. We were talking about how we're all too old for the dating game now. With the apps, and you have to wait 2 to 3 days before you reach out, or whatever it may be. And I think of that, and I promise I'm going to make sense out of all of this when it comes to candidate experience. Right. If someone is flying through that process, in your words, Bill, a little bit too quickly, they may not be the individual that you want, right? I think gone are the days where you can walk in with a resume to a rest stop, or I see JD back there, or anywhere, and immediately get hired on the spot. There needs to be some sort of process in place, and leveraging AI to figure out what that secret sauce is for your organization that says, hey, they applied at 12. Let's wait 4 hours or whatever till we send back the initial, great, we'd love to have you in an interview, because you want to have that in place, whatever it may be for your organization. I'm getting a bit in the weeds there. But the next question that I had for you, Bill, specifically, was around industry specific things. So we mentioned there, obviously it's different for position to position, but what about industry to industry? How does Automation Engine specifically help different industries?
Well, there's all kinds of different ways to make sure that you're engaging, whether you're hiring a frontline worker, an hourly worker, or if you're looking for a worker that has high turnover, but has to be credentialed and has to be licensed. So I can even show you, like we had Automation Engine turned on here. Let me see if I can turn my camera around again. So here's an automation flow that would be an example for onboarding a licensed commercial driver for your business. So you can see that this is going to increase the onboarding conversion rates. It's going to speed up the process of getting someone from you're hired to now you're behind the wheel and you're actually providing value to the business, which is critical in an industry like transportation, because anytime your cars are parked, your trucks are parked, you're losing money, you're losing business. So these kinds of automation workflows where as soon as the offer is provided, it triggers the system to provide them with onboarding, provide them documentation to get their signatures. It measures which different conditions of where they're at in the onboarding process, and then has all kinds of different paths they can go down depending on what have they done in the process, what step are they on now. It communicates to them, it keeps them going, and it takes that repetitive process down to hours or minutes instead of days, because of the number of people that an HR team is trying to onboard at the same time. So that's just one example. I would love to have people come by the booth and we can show you some examples of the automations that we've built for retail, or the automations that we've built for setting up an event to hire nurses. There's really amazing stuff here, and we're just barely scratching the surface.
Awesome. I can't wait. Hopefully we'll get some people to stop by right now, even though Justin Devitt just sent me a text message and said I look white as a ghost. I want to respond to him specifically because I know he's out there in Vegas with you. Not all of us get to hang out in the desert, Justin, and catch a tan. All right. But continuing on, obviously with this automation engine, we're just talking about the beginning part, right? The talent acquisition process. John, I want to ask you, how does it contribute to potentially employee retention, maybe with referrals or automation for career checks and growth or things like that? How does the automation engine play in those specific roles?
Yeah, Devin, if you can think about anything that is time consuming, anything that creates friction, anything that there's a required wait for, what that equates to is a bad experience, right? And I think when you think about the talent management side of the equation, employee experience sits at the core of that. So what types of things can you do to make things fast, efficient, streamlined, transparent, personalized? That's where it can be super advantageous to weave in automations. And Bill alluded to pre-boarding processes before somebody actually begins work, right? that picks right back up with onboarding. How do you ensure that somebody's got the right series of steps that they're following to take steps towards where their future is going in their career with the job that they just accepted? So think about the types of trainings and education and connections with people within the company that can be facilitated through proper workflows, engagements with employees, and signaling them to take those steps. Versus waiting for someone to ping them or tap them on the shoulder or remind them or ask them if they did something. Everyone should know what the next step is and what they need to do to take advantage. And I think that that's one of the things that could be carefully designed with something like Automation Engine. And you can evaluate how much impact is there, how much engagement is there, how much is it actually getting people productive in their role? Is there a noticeable shrinking of the amount of time it takes for someone to be efficient in their role and feeling empowered to do their best work? So I think that onboarding scenario is a good one to think about. Also, different roles have different types of expectations. What learning plans could you automate for someone to undertake and get engagement around? Take this training first, this second, this third, and knowing which ones were necessary as a prerequisite for the ones that followed, and be able to manage and track how much uptick in activity there is and engagement and completion of those types of trainings. To again keep your workforce engaged and informed, but also make sure that people feel like they're empowered to do the work that they were hired to do in the first place. So I think those are just some examples. It's really, like I said at the beginning, if you can think about things that introduce friction, associated weights, and create a bad experience, think about, hey, could we automate this? Can we augment the way that work's being done to make it an even better experience? And I think opportunities are really endless.
No, that makes sense. You mentioned, can you imagine it? I want to ask you, John, kind of dovetailing on that, is do you see in the future of Phenom's automation engine potentially the opportunity where maybe somebody just gets a job and the next thing that they're upskilling for or moving towards may not even be a job that exists yet, right? I think of generative AI kind of focusing on skills that are going to be needed in the future that aren't existing today for a job that may not exist. Is that kind of something that 5-10 years from now could exist in this space?
Yeah, I think I mean, have you checked out our state of skills report, Devin? I think that's a good place to start when you're thinking of emerging skills and be able to benchmark if you have the people in the building that you need for the work that's being done today and going into the future. So anyone, just a plug that hasn't seen that, that's a great place to start. The future is now. You can take advantage of that. But yeah, you're spot on with thinking about how do you evaluate talent signals and see if there's things that you can do as a talent management leader or a people manager to be able to detect and be more proactive versus reactive when the jobs of the future are revealing themselves today, and be able to adequately plan for what you need, whether it's upskilling your existing talent to be able to do that work or making sure that you're taking adequate steps to find the talent that you need to do the specific thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And first of all, I mentioned the reason why I'm not in Vegas right now is because I have 2 small children at home, John. And I want to let you know, we don't read fairy tales and butterflies and things like that before bed. We're reading the State of Skills report. All right. That is what my girls are doing every single night. John Deal is their favorite author, and we're going to continue on from there. But no, definitely check out State of Skills and everything like that. Bill, I can hear the loudspeaker going. The showroom floor is open. I'm sure people are going to start dropping by.
The crowd is waiting at the doors. The show floor opens on the final day of HR Tech 2024 in 5 minutes. So we're about to get overrun here.
Well, then here I'll pose the last question to you. What can folks do at the Phenom booth when they swing by? Obviously, it sounds like they can get demonstrations of the automation engine, but what else can they check out when they're perusing the showroom floor?
Well, I mean, we have Phenom experts from all parts of the platform that can help our customers understand how Phenom can help them. And you can come by. We would love to send you home with some Phenom swag, but the big thing that can't be missed and you have to stop by and do on the last day is our skills superpower activity, where you can choose what kind of an HR superpower you're going to be and have your custom trading card made just for you. You can come on by and learn a little bit about Phenom and get something really cool to take home and show your kids when you get back from Vegas.
Absolutely. It looks like it's PSA graded too in the fancy plastic. I love the whole. So definitely check out the superhero. Last question. I promise. I hear the showroom floor is opening. We do this show on Thursdays. It's fall, Thursday night football. Who you got tonight? Giants or Cowboys?
You know what? I know that you're digging at me because my Cowboys have not been doing that great, but they gotta beat the Giants. Come on.
Hey, I'm a Jets fan. I hope they beat the Giants too, and I might have to get some protection on my way home in Philadelphia tonight for saying that. But neither here nor there.
Wait. Can they both lose? Is that possible, Devin?
We can root for a tie. Yeah, I've done it before in the past. It takes a lot to get there, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it. Get a scoreagami out of it as well. Thank you both so much for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Stop by the Phenom booth, and I can't wait to see you guys, back on Monday during our marketing meeting to talk about what's next and everything that we can do in the future. So, thank you both so much. We'll see you later.
Thanks for having us on.
Bye. There you have it. That was John and Bill at 9:27 in the morning. They hopped on the showroom floor for us there out in Vegas to show us everything that was happening, talk a little bit about the award that we won for the automation engine, how that can help you. And of course, if you're interested in learning more, you can head on over to phenom.com to learn more. You can request that demo button if you're not out in Vegas right now. While you're there, register for I Am Phenom. It's right around the corner. It's 2025. It's bigger and better than it was in years past. We're out in the convention center now, which is super exciting. And if you can't wait and you're attending and maybe some of these upcoming fall events, you can always check out Phenom there because we're everywhere all at once. It's all happening. But thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I'm going to second what Bill said. I got the Cowboys tonight, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Have a great day.